Hi, it's Quinby. I'm sitting here in this high-end French restaurant, swanning about as I dream of likes and subscribes. That would be you to whom I'm referring. You know what to do. All done? Buttons pressed? Thank you. I've got something a little bit different for you this week. The Dark Photography Folio by Swinn Daniels. What makes this different is that it's a 5-book series that is really one big book. The first book in the series is called Eyes of the Beholder, and it's the one I'll be looking at today. It follows the adventures of world-renowned photographer Saxon Payne and the new love of his life, Juliette Burns. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, a romance. Get me the fuck out of here. Trust me when I tell you, this is far, far more. Author Swinn Daniels invites you in for the long haul, and that means getting to know Saxon and Juliette and all the secondary characters that really make the Dark Photography Folio sing. The series takes its time spreading its wings, and you'll be very glad that it did. There are some who've expressed frustration that the first book doesn't just stay in the romance lane it starts in. To them I say, holy fuck. Are you a reader or some sort of book mongrel? Expand your horizons. Books let you live more lives than one. Remember? Good God, who the hell else is taking chances like this these days? What makes the series so fascinating is the world of professional photography in which it's all set. Swinn Daniels obviously knows his way around the entire business, and you get a real no-holds-barred inside look into this intoxicating world and its denizens. Daniels' writing is unlike anything I've ever encountered. It's sharp, lush, and deep, with a penetrative slap-in-the-face immediacy. It's really rather hard to describe. There is graphic sex, violence, and situations that are, to say the least, intense. But none of it is gratuitous. All of it serves the story. Here is a sample. Now, Juliette, please, tell me what troubles you. Before Juliette could answer, another woman appeared at the side of the table. Maxine, I thought that was you. Cassie, what a delightful surprise. Maxine rolled her eyes at Juliette, indicating that, in fact, the exact opposite was true. Juliette remembered this creature from Saxon's show. Today she wore a cream-colored pair of pinstripe flared pants and a matching suit jacket, with nothing underneath. A small gold wristwatch and gold hoop earrings completed the ensemble. She wore it with an unconscious aplomb that made the androgyny of it even sexier. Cassie sat down uninvited. I saw you guys over there, and something told me to not be shy and just come over and join you. Tell you both about the most amazing thing that happened to me yesterday. Cassie, did it not perhaps occur to you? Maxine searched the other girl's uncomprehending features. No, I can see that it did not. Well then, please, tell us. Well, see, it's like this. I was hanging out with some friends at Le Gourmand. Le Gourmand? Oh, that's what I said. Le Gourmand. We were having brunch when this girl and guy joined us. They were at the next table and, kind of just blended into our crowd. Comme une infection vénérienne. Yeah, that's French, right? That one word almost sounded like infection. Please, continue. So, I thought this guy was with the girl, but it turned out they were just friends. And how did you come to this conclusion? He started hating on me. Ah, oui. How could he resist the lure of la trop facile? There you go again, getting all French on me. Julia could barely restrain her laughter. She glanced over at Maxine, who projected a stoic and saintly innocence. You'll never guess what he does for a living, Cassie continued. Is he perhaps an assassin? No. That's kind of weird you'd even think that. Apologies. Perhaps a lion tamer? Well, no, he certainly wasn't that. Was he a fluffer? Inquired Juliette, all innocence. Cassie turned to her with a frown. That's not funny, you know. I am, aware of what that word means. Maxine stifled a giggle and came to Juliette's rescue. Please, do not keep us in suspense. What was he? A harpist. Really? Maxine had suddenly become interested. How big were his hands? Like catcher's mitts. Maxine scooched forward and put her elbows on the table, her quiche quite forgotten. What happened next? Well, he asked me if I wanted to spend the day with him. Just wandering around New York, show him the places that I loved. So of course he did. Well, he bought lunch and all. For the whole table? No, just me. Poor lamb. You may as well have had a bullseye painted on your forehead. I don't get it. Maxine looked down at her plate, then back at Cassie. My quiche is getting cold. Please go to the part where he invited you to his apartment. How did you know he invited me to his apartment? Maxine waved a hand airily. I have certain psychic abilities. Really? Maxine batted her eyelashes, then lifted a morsel of quiche and placed it into her mouth. She waved her fork impatiently. So, he invited me back to his place, which turned out to be this penthouse on Central Park West. It was unbelievable. It was so, rich, you know? I have some inkling. Cassie looked momentarily confused. Inkling? I didn't know you did drugs, Maxine. It's a little early, isn't it? What? And then he kissed you, Juliette cut in. Yeah. It was dreamy, sighed Cassie. And then? Well, one thing kind of led to another, and the next thing you know, we were fucking. Making love. Like two rabid weasels in a heap of leaves, Maxine finished. What? No, Daenerys and what's that cute guy's name on Game? John. Cassie clapped her hands. Yeah, him. Maxine made a sound that reminded Juliette of Chimpy coughing up a hairball. The model quickly covered it by taking a loud slurp of her kir. Cassie continued. Well, there I was, naked, pressed against the glass, Central Park spread out below me. With every drone in Manhattan hovering outside the window, Juliette whispered. Maxine kicked her under the table. And he was digging me from behind. What a filthy little piglet you are, Cassie, Maxine murmured. What? Rien, rien. So then he pulled out, put his hard pants on my ass, spread me, and then slid this thing into me. Maxine and Juliette were leaning very close. What was it? A legume? Asked Maxine dryly. Perhaps a mitten? And I was so wet I took it all. Whore, mouthed Maxine, pretending shock. What? More, I want to hear more. Cassie looked at Maxine uncertainly. So what happened next? Inquired Juliette. Cassie tilted her head and blinked. I, came, you know? No. Yeah. I just came and came and came. Cassie's voice trailed off, face slack with sexual stupefaction. So where is he? What? Harpo, what happened to him? I don't know. Did you not get his number? Of course. Only he must have punched it in wrong, because when I called, somebody who wasn't him answered. Really? Maxine had been examining her nails. She looked up. Cassie, did it never occur to you that perhaps the harpist should have asked before inserting this, whatever it was? A lifelike lover classic, I'm pretty sure. Just out of the fridge. Into you? No, not really. I was in the moment. Is that, bad? Shouldn't he have asked your permission? Cassie huffed indignantly. Well, that would have ruined my cum, wouldn't it? Juliette sat up. I can see that. Juliette, you're supposed to be helping here, Maxine admonished. Sorry. And Cassie, you have not even addressed perhaps the most important question you should have asked him. The model looked puzzled for a moment, as though pondering higher calculus. Then her face lit up. How much does he make? No. The question you should have asked him is, where has this been? Oh. You mean Cassie's lower lip began quivering, her eyes filling with tears. You're saying that maybe I wasn't the first? The first girl he did that to? There was a long pause before Maxine gave the most Gallic of shrugs. This is a possibility. Juliette was in awe. Her timing would put Olivia to shame. Oh my God, I'm so naive. Bruno always said I was too trusting. Who's Bruno? Juliette whispered. Maxine whispered back. Cassie's booker. A father figure to her. Or, well, I guess he would be if he wasn't sleeping with her. Or perhaps he still is. A father figure. Things sometimes become confusing in this industry. Juliette couldn't tell if Maxine was joking or not. Something told her it was not. Cassie was now weeping like a paid mourner at a mafia funeral. You hate me, don't you, Maxine? Maxine looked dumbfounded. Why would you say that? I just feel like you're always making fun of me, like you think I'm stupid or something. Maxine reached across the table and touched the other girl's cheek. Cassie, you're my dear friend. I only have some fun with you because you remind me so much of myself at your age. I do? Yes. I wanted to taste everything, try everything. Maxine hesitated for an instant, then continued. We've had our moments, have we not? Do you remember when you accidentally spilled coffee on me backstage when we were working that big show in Paris? That was a very hot coffee. I still have the burn. Yeah, that was me. And yeah, that was on purpose. Why? Jealousy. At least you're honest. Do you remember what I did? More like what you didn't. You didn't scream. That scared the crap out of me. Maxine gently released Cassie's hand. Sauf I sometimes have some fun with you. One could understand why, no? Oui, on pourrait comprendre. Juliette stared at Cassie. Did she just speak French? Maxine was stunned. How long? Since I was a child. My nanny was French. Cassie stood and came over to Maxine. She gently took Maxine's chin between her thumb and forefinger, tilted the model's head, then kissed her full in the lips. I've wanted to do that for a long time. I think I'm just a little bit in love with you, Max. Have been since the minute I set eyes on you. And nothing's changed. Except maybe now it has. You know where to find me. Au revoir. With that, Cassie took her leave. She stalked away, unconsciously affecting her strange and startling runway walk, the one that made her a fortune and that no model could duplicate. Maxine had tried very hard to learn it, to no avail. Holy shit, Juliette breathed. Maxine brushed a finger over her lower lip, slowly, thoughtfully. Then she smiled a new smile, when she had never smiled before. So, Juliette, what brings you here today? What a wonderful little interlude. It just bounces along effortlessly, as if you were actually there. It has such a saucy effervescence you can almost taste the cure. And if there's one thing you quickly come to learn, it's that Daniels' characters have appetites. Thank God. Just like people in real life. If you are hoping for something saccharine and politically correct, for brainless stink-mitt drivel, the dark photography folio is most definitely not for you. If that is the case, then run, hide, surf elsewhere. Swinn Daniels offers no compromises in his storytelling, world-building, characters, and especially not his prose. Just when you thought it was safe to dive deeper into the book, Daniels will smack you upside the head with a zinger that will leave you either gasping or crying with laughter. Sometimes both. Nothing is wasted. Set pieces you thought were throwaways reveal themselves as major plot points in the books ahead. Later books introduce elements of science fiction, fantasy, and horror in the most unexpected ways. I really have never read anything like this. So do yourself a favor, and don't just eat from one end of the buffet that this author has set before you. There's savory, sweet, and everything in between. So partake. Each of the books in the series will be getting its own video. This one is a ride like no other. That's it for this week. This is Quinn Be Delicious signing off. See you in the next video.